Hello, everybody in the Fitness and Biohacking Collective. My name is Amanda Hughes. I'm joined by personal trainer Neil Elliott.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being here today.
No, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. Now, as you would have noticed, if you've been in this group for a bit, there has been another name change, but it's part of my way to let everyone know why they're here and be more focused about the content, advice, and different things that we'll be offering in the group. So today, has this ever happened to you? I'm guessing it has. If you're watching this, you have all good intentions to exercise, you want to do it, you think you'll get there after work, something happens and you don't do your exercise. Life gets in the way. So it's so hard, I think, just for me being a busy mum. I work full time, I have kids sport and other things. My husband's off at the moment too. He's recuperating after surgery and he's going to be off for another year. And still, I sometimes struggle trying to find time to exercise during the day. So our 4 tips here, our 5 tips, we have 5 tips to find the time to exercise. And we've been working through these just before coming on today. And I'm just going to go through them and then we'll discuss them. I think for me, the first tip is know why you're doing it. Make it important to you. Is there something you want to achieve? Why are you exercising? What do you think, Neil?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Look, people often use the phrase, I'd love to exercise, but I just don't have the motivation. Well, it's important that you understand that the way that we speak, the words that we use are really, really important, not only when we're communicating with other people, but when we're talking to ourselves as well. So if you say to yourself, oh, I'd like to exercise, but I don't have the motivation, what you're really saying to yourself is that you have no reason to. And the thing is, if you have no reason to exercise, you're never going to find the discipline to actually do it. And it does require discipline. Don't let anyone ever tell you it doesn't, because it does. And so you need to have those 2 things. You need to have a reason. You need to have that why. Why am I exercising? That's your reason. That's your motivation. And then secondly, you have to have the the discipline to actually do it. And it's important to understand the difference.
It is. I think with discipline comes motivation. So
yes.
The more you do it, the more motivated you get to keep exercising. And for me, I've hit my mid-40s and, had some health revelations made to me at my GP recently. She said that I'm at high risk of developing diabetes because of family history, age, and my height, weight, and waist circumference, etc. So, that was a good enough reason for me to be a bit more disciplined about the exercise that I'm doing. So really,
100%. Yeah.
It's got to be important to you. Everyone's got 24 hours in the day, and if it's about prioritizing as well, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And discipline is like a muscle. You have to train it. I think I've told you before the story about really when I started off in structured exercise, it was in martial arts. And my first Kung Fu instructor, he liked to say to us, even if you don't feel like coming to training, just come to training. Even if you do a rubbish workout, you have a bad session, you don't feel like you did anything, at the very least, what you've done is you've trained yourself discipline to actually come to training and do something. And the more you do that, the more you train that just turn up mentality, the more you will achieve.
That's great advice. And I guess it leads into the next one, which is scheduling it in.
Yeah, so 100%. Yeah.
Just just the way you'd schedule in meetings for work or, your kids' sport, schedule in that time in your Google Calendar or whatever system you use to exercise.
Yes, 100%. It should be a calendar entry in your daily diary. This is when I'm going to exercise, and you just make sure that there's nothing else that can take that. You prioritize that exercise because it's really important. I mean, you think about it, you're only given one body. And if you don't treat it right, if you don't exercise, if you don't get the right amount of sleep, you don't eat the right foods, that body deteriorates. And, after time, there's no amount of catch up that will actually catch up. You have to do it as you go through. So It's very important. Schedule it in. Otherwise, you probably won't get it done.
And I guess it's never too late, though, to start that scheduling. Doesn't matter what age you are.
No, that's right. Yeah. I mean, you have to, if you've done nothing for a long time, then, you know, it's good to start, but you won't necessarily catch up on what you lost, unfortunately. That would be nice if we could turn back time, but we can't.
Number 3, keep it simple. So a lot of people say to me, and I know I've fallen into this trap as well, I've only got half an hour today, or I've only got 20 minutes, or I don't have time to fit a good long workout in before I have to do this or that. There's heaps of workouts out there that are only, you know, 20 minutes long. And I think I discovered high intensity interval training, which is just going nuts for like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, isn't it?
Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but yeah, we could say that, yeah.
But even like a 20-minute walk, if you don't feel like exercising one day and you want to get, you know, you want to practice that discipline, you know, going for a walk for 20 minutes is better than not doing a walk.
Yes, yeah, our bodies are designed to be moved, and even the simplest things like walking or swimming, very good for us. Your specific goals will determine exactly what the best exercise for you is. But if you're really just interested in overall well-being and health and any kind of exercise, go for a walk. Just that walking around is great. In fact, there's reams of studies on this, showing that even in elderly people, something as simple as doing a set of leg extensions, one set of leg extensions, that's sitting in a chair and extending from the knee, just pointing your toes with a very light weight, like 3 kilos of weight, increased the bone density of the leg bones of the people doing that exercise. And that's in people who are in their 80s. So any tiny amount of exercise is beneficial for you. Don't ever think that, you know, it's only 20 minutes, too late, it's not worth it. It's because it is. Yeah. And it's cumulative over the day as well. Another trick is to think, okay, well, I don't have an hour in one block. Well, do you have 3 20-minute blocks or 3 15-minute blocks? Because if you do, then you've just done 45 minutes or 60 minutes of exercise.
And is that something I used to, when we first had our kids, my husband used to, you know, be cooking dinner and then just rip out a set of squats while he was waiting for the water to boil on the stove.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, it works a treat.
Yeah, fantastic. So that leads us into setting goals and tracking progress. So you're the expert on that. Do you want to tell us a bit about how we can do that?
Well, it does depend on what your goals are, but essentially, when you set a goal, it wants to be realistic. So if your goal, for example, is to lose 10 kilos, you shouldn't go into it saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to lose 10 kilos in 3 months. And then that's the only way that you psychologically address that goal. What you want to do is you want to go, okay, 3 months is 12 weeks. It's 10 kilos over 12 weeks. So that's about 820 grams per week. That's my first target. And you set that target, you see how you go. See the word goal just came out. You see how you go with that. And then the next week you adjust your activity and your eating based on what happened the first week. So if you didn't quite make it, but you've got a little bit of extra oomph to give to it, you can give it a bit more extra oomph and see if you hit your target the following week. If you beat that target, then you might say to yourself, okay, well, actually, I was pushing pretty hard. I can back off a little bit, or I was totally fine. I can keep going at this rate. And you know what? I can do more than 10 kilos in 12 weeks. So you have to keep adjusting these smaller goals. Human psychology works much better when you're addressing realistic short-term goals that add up to a longer-term goal.
I can definitely say that works for me. I like to say progress along the way.
Yes, yeah.
And we're going to be talking in a minute about that, how we can do that without the gym. And you've got some stuff to show us. But our number 5 tip is don't set yourself up to make excuses. So, you know, if you've got a goal to go to the gym after work, make sure that your gym bag's packed the night before and ready to go in the car with you to the train station so you can take it with you, or even leave it at the leave it in the locker at the office, or, you know, not giving yourself a chance to make excuses. And my biggest one is you know, going to bed too late, so I don't feel like getting up in the morning and exercising.
And prepare yourself at times of high motivation as well. So, you know, don't say to yourself, you know, to extend on the example that you just gave, don't say to yourself, oh, it's a bit late, I'll pack my bag for tomorrow afternoon, but I'll pack it tomorrow morning. Because when you get up the next morning, if you're not going to feel motivated to actually do it,
Yeah.
because if that's not your time of day, I'm not a morning person, as most people know.
Me either.
Yeah, so I do everything the night before. I'll prep food the night before. I will pack my bags and make sure that any equipment I need for a workout if I'm off site, is done and dusted, because when I get up in the morning, I don't want to have to do all that kind of stuff. I just don't. So
it saves a lot of time. I know with having
saves
kids.
a lot of time. Yeah. So do it when you're motivated.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me too, I've got kids who have to get off to school in the morning. If I've got to go to the office, then I want my bag packed the night before, because if I try to do it in the morning, it just everything hits the fan, because and things don't get done. So yeah, just don't give yourself excuses to not do it, and I guess be prepared for that, and know when your busy times are and when you're going to have your gym bag packed, for example, or get to bed that little bit earlier, to get up a little bit earlier to exercise
and have the right tools as well. So if we go back to the setting goals that we were just talking about, the other part of setting goals is tracking your progress. So if you don't actually have an idea of where you're starting and where you want to be, then for a start, you're probably not going to end up where you want to be. But secondly, if you don't track your progress along the way in some way, whether it's writing it down with a pen on paper or in an app or just on your phone or whatever it is, you're probably not going to achieve your goals either. The research is very, very strong on this as well. It shows that people who track their progress get better results over a long period of time. And that's one of the
motivates you. It does. The progress it provides more motivation.
It absolutely does. Yeah, because you can see that you are achieving those goals, and you go, right, okay, yep, that's great. That workout hurt, but you know what? I've lost however many kilos, or my guns are pumping, or whatever it is.
It's like my chest day in the gym yesterday.
Yeah, chest day in the gym yesterday. Yes, someone did a personal best, didn't they?
Yes, I did. So there are 5 tips.
And as you were saying before, we used to just have these printed cards that we would give to people in the gym, and you would write it in by hand. When we did that for you as a personal trainer, usually what we would do is charge you $100 or $150 or whatever for the program, and go, right, there's your program. Go and do that for 4 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever the duration of the program was, and then come and see me at the end, and we'll see how you went. I'll have a look down your list of numbers, and we'll see. Now what's happening is every time you do a workout, that information gets sent to me, and I get to assess it and go, oh, okay, right, great. Amanda did this, Amanda did that. We can adjust it this way or that way if we need to. But I'm there in the background all the time, looking at your data and making sure that you are staying on track. And also, sending you little cues and motivations if you need them to keep going, because sometimes people need a bit of a bum kicking. And
they do. Or a little push.
A little push, yeah.
That's what's great about this app. And 20 years ago when I first started working out, or maybe it was 30 years ago actually, maybe, we never had anything like this, and it is so much easier now in a way. But I just love how we can have access to you in this. So through COVID, this is when we first started working out together on this app, and it was awesome for COVID, because I could go do my exercises and still send you messages in the app, or you could see my progress. So there's a whole range of different workouts in the app, right? So what we've demonstrated today is just the beginners one, no gym equipment, a person that hasn't really done much exercise recently, but you can go all the way up to workouts for professional athletes.
Yeah. So this one that we were just looking at, that's a level 1. There are, in this particular group of programs, there are 6 levels, going from absolute beginner to absolute weapon. And there are also 4 different categories of equipment. So there's for people who have no equipment, people who have a little bit of equipment at home, people who are fairly well equipped at home, and people who have a fully equipped home gym with everything you could possibly imagine, or who are going to a fitness center. So either of those. So any of those 4 categories and any of those 6 levels, these programs can be delivered to you, and they're good.
They are good.
If I do say so myself.
No, they are good, and it's it's not something I've seen very often either. Professional professionally kind of curated workouts in an app, and then access back to you through that portal of the app, back to you.
No.
So, you know, that's something special we're offering. So if people want to find out more, how can they contact you, Neil? Should they just send you a message through Facebook or comment on this video?
Yeah, they can send me a friend request on Facebook, or they can reach out to me through this group and do that, or they can try and send me a messenger thing. We also have contact details on the business pages on Facebook for Optimum Fitness Concepts and Optimum Martial Arts Academy, so you can reach out to us there. And yeah, more than happy to help anyone who wants to be helped.
Awesome. So I can't recommend it enough. What I'll do is I'll pop all the contact links into the comments. I'll also post the shopping link. So if someone loved what you talked about today and wants to purchase straight away, or just have a look at exactly what's offered in each package, they can go through to there. But if there are any questions, feel free to contact Neil or myself directly, or just drop them in the comments and we'll get back to you. Thanks so much for your time, Neil.
Thank you for having me.
Look forward to working with you and you know, getting fit and biohacking ourselves into the new year.
Yeah, I know. It's not far away already, isn't it?
No, it isn't. But there's still, what, 3 months left of the year to get ripped for summer.
That's right. So, there's plenty of time.
That's what I'm trying to do. All right. Thanks, everybody. Again, drop a comment, or if you need more information, we're always here, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.